But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. But today, no waiting around. We jump right into an AFC North battle in Week 1, as it'll be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Pittsburgh. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback. And the bring this out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 41, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Viking 18. Ready.
Looking to throw. Golden. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Let's go. 70 Timberwolves. Go.
Now run straight ahead with Ward. And he will be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
The Waitman now to punt as he sends this one away.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
At their own 38-yard line.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10
at their 38.
And now an audible here into something else.
11 Thomas. 11 MT Tate. 11 MT.
Burrow on play action. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Now Burrow going to change things up.
11, 11, 11, 11. 11, 11. Stop.
Throwing on second and long. Burrow. Now he's going to step up and run.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on second down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last round by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
That's going to bring up fourth down. Only a gain of 2 there.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
So on fourth down, out is Ryan Rico to punt.
Sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
On the give, it's Warren.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
They'll run with a rookie drafted in the 3rd round.
12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Bronco 80. Cup 19. Cup 19.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So the completion gets him just a yard. And it's 2nd down.
Come on. Set. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Ready, right?
A handoff for Warren.
And he'll take this one down to the 36.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. So on fourth down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it on line and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. And now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try to get set up for more later.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start driving them. Oh, a poor throw there, and it's intercepted. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt.
Intercepted. They'll take over first down and goal.
Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll run. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
You can do one of two things after a penalty. You can hang your head, or you can get mad and redouble your efforts. I think we just saw the latter there as they stopped him for no gain.
Running left, it's Warren. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Warren, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They were able to stop him at the line on first down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination. And they got it done on the second try.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 at their 35-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. After the sack, it's second and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Burrow will throw. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he's going to be touchdown right at the line of scrimmage. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. 10-0 to score after one on EA Sports.
First down, Cincinnati.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a first and 10.
Here we go.
This is Brown going up the middle. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now Burrow changing things up here. From the 27, Burrow. Rush coming, and he's taken down. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a third and long after that sack we just saw. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Third and long.
Burrow looking to pass. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
4th down, but Burrow stays put. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Bengals trying, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Now a run and one. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 45-yard line.
Now a give right side. It's Baker. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Golden. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards up 1st and 2nd down.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Looking to throw. Golden. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
Now a short one to Gesicki. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 18 yards there, down to the 18 and a first down.
11. Here we go. 11 empty. Big 13. Big 13.
Here's Burrow. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think can absorb that contact.
An inside give, Brown. And they'll get him down right around the 16. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And Burrow going to change the play. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Here now a 3rd down and 8. Now they'll change things around before the snap.
11. Here we go. Can. Start.
Now Burrow. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll just get rid of it.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a fourth down.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down.
Gun. Start. 11. Start.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Touchdown, Bengals. Mike Gesicki, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
65 catch.
Back to throw. Golden. That one to the right side and incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Golden. He'll try and do this himself. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
11.
Now it's Burrow. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll go out
there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
Now Burrow changing the look.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go. 180. Raise up.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That one taken in by T. Higgins.
Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. See if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Oh, good return up past the 30. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
In a tie game that's going back and forth, oftentimes teams get really conservative because they don't want to make a mistake. But after that return, I think the offense coordinator just took a deep sigh of relief and said, okay, I can open up my playbook now. Let's see if he attacks.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Here we go. 11 MT, tight. 180, stop.
Yeah, they go play action now. Burrow. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end.
And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
A big play there for Cincinnati. 48 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal?
It's set. 180, 11. Stop.
P-Ryan is into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least running the football. But here they entrust him with some work down in the red zone, and he responds. 1 carry, 1 touchdown.
McPherson now for the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17 to 10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
From the gun on third down, Golden. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
Second and 6.
Come on, ready?
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Baker. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
3rd and 3.
Ready, go!
Here's one.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now.
Ready, check the Eagles! Ready!
They'll try and run for it. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you score once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them, they feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
Here we go, here we go. Got it.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Now Burrow going to change things up.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
That was short one to Gesicki.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow.
Over the middle, complete. It's Andrews. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
It's 2nd and goal. Back to the 8-yard line now.
11 empty, 11 empty. 11, 11, 11, 11.
Here's a give to Brown.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. In the first half, he was held in check and on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
Here we go. 11 Thomas.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. But the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 3-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Baker. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports. This offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. Here it's 3rd and 2.
They'll keep it on the ground. Baker. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more.
Channing Tindall is there for the tackle.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run, the best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on. And this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Check.
They'll try the left side. It's Baker. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 43 yards. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
On the run, it's Warren.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Jalen Warren.
Already his 2nd touchdown here this opening weekend.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Boswell for the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th.
What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth, all tied 4th quarter as the kick is away here.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki.
And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here we go. 11. Right
On the handoff, this is Brown. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Steelers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. A Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst, a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows the defense to tighten up their coverage, and they pick that one off.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a second.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Channing Tindall. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six from Bengals TD. In a tie game fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
17.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick six hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the fourth.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
19 Lions.
Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Warren. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
It's caught inside the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth, all tied fourth quarter as the kick is away here. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now Burrow changing things up here. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Burrow. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Now Burrow. Able to locate Andrews here on the out route. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st. And they are knocking on the door of field goal range now.
On 2, ready?
14. And the Bengals 1st down.
Here we go.
Throwing, Burrow.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd
Here we go, here we go.
Burrow. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Right, 80. Right, cut.
Now they'll change things up.
11, MT, Tate. 11, 11, 11. Stop.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Now the Steelers use the 1st of their 3 timeouts. As the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Hey, can. 11 MT.
They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll run on 3rd down with Brown. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
On 1, ready?
Boy, hard to catch your breath. Another big play looming. 4th and 3. How about this? They'll change it at the line. To throw, Burrow.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals triumph, but it doesn't work out. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing.
Here's 1st down.
18. Ready.
Throwing to start the drive. Golden. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bengals going to use the 1st of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Warren will try the right side. And this is not going to be what they need. They get a few here, but now 3rd down as the clock runs.
The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Ready, set.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Back to throw. Golden.
He's into space past the 15. And he will get out of bounds, so nice work after the catch. That gets him really good yardage, and they stop the clock as well.
When I say defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset, this is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here 1st down.
Operating from the gun. Golden. And this is going to be intercepted.
Daxton Hill picks it off. And he will be taken down, and that means we are headed to overtime.
4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
And here in overtime, a quick reminder, the game no longer ends following an offensive touchdown on the opening drive. Both sides will have the chance to possess the ball unless there's a defensive touchdown. In that case, the game will end right there. So conditioning going to be a factor here. Who can hold up to the test? It's overtime here in week 1.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And they get the ball first here in this overtime period. Remember, even if they score a touchdown, it's not over. There's always a chance to go and score a touchdown the other way, but they can certainly get a leg up with a solid drive here.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Demetrius Knight just creating a disaster there for the offense as that one goes 16 yards in the wrong direction.
Probably thinking they got to be careful not to force anything here in overtime. This is 3rd and a mile right now.
Cowboy 80. Mustang 19.
Operating from the gun. Golden. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the 1st down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
Jones on the return.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Here we go, here we go.
Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
11 MT, 11 MT.
First throw in overtime now for Burrow. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
And Burrow going to change the play. Here's a quick throw caught by Higgins. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And now they'll shift things around.
11.
Burrow will throw. He'll try and do this himself.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
And audible here to get a new look.
11 mighty.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. Oh, they're changing this at the line.
11.
Burrow going for it on 4th. Pass complete to Higgins. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down.
Here we go. 11 MT paint. 11 MT paint.
They give it to Brown. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Here's Burrow. He's got his man on the crossing route. This is Higgins. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT.
As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness